Hello, hola, guten tag. Welcome to the first episode of In Defense of, the internet series dedicated to looking at the brighter spots of movies, TV, and books that I love and most others hate. I'm your intrepid sun gazer, Jared Walter, here to deliver these handcrafted love letters to the underrated art in our world. For our first episode, we'll be looking at 2019's Terminator Dark Fate. From the rip, I'll admit it scored 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, and an overall 3.5 out of 5 according to Google Audience ratings. Um, those aren't terrible scores for this movie. I do feel it needs defended though, as so many of you put it on a watch list a couple weeks ago when it came out on Hulu, knew I'm never going to watch this, and didn't feel bad about it at all. You should feel bad about it. Watch it. It's a good movie. A little backstory to this franchise. Terminator and its sequel Judgment Day are undeniable additions to our fictional zeitgeist. We don't need to go over too many details here. John Connor, Skynet, time-traveling assassin bots, all household ideas. What you might not know is that Terminator Dark Fate is now the official sequel to Terminator Judgment Day. They presume Terminator Rise of the Machines, Salvation, and Genesis. Trey, can we show them how it's spelled? Genesis. They presume those didn't happen. We get a fresh reboot to the franchise that is willing to take a few risks, the most important of which is that John Connor straight up gets murked in the first couple minutes. I don't do spoiler alerts. Like, everything we know from the first two movies aren't in this movie. There's no John Connor. There is no Skynet. We do get returning characters in secondary roles, while new heroes and villains fall from blue time portal bubbles in the sky. Blue time hole, the blue bubbles, except this time they're in the sky so that people fall instead of just that kick-ass pose you got in the first ones. Anyway, this is not a recap show. Let's get into why Dark Fate is better than we as a collective gave it credit. Firstly, one big fault I've heard angled against this movie is that it's a rehashing of the first two. That means somebody said, we got more good Terminator, so it's bad. I bet that person also hates pizza and every holiday that isn't Halloween. Terminator 6 minus 3 equals 3 is a total rehashing, then that is its greatest asset. Matter of fact, it performs the miracle of reverse King Solomoning. Reverse King Solomon. It straight up takes the best scenes from Terminator Origin Story and Terminator A Couple Days of Judgment and crams them into an awesome romp, giving us a double-barrel dose of everything we loved right to our John Connor faces. The first duo of Terminator movies set a standard for the shorthand communicating mathematics of universal timeline theory. To people that had never heard of Isaac Asimov, Philip K. Dick, or any of the other sweet sci-fi mamma-slammas that paved the way for incredible sci-fi we got in the 90s. When people in 1984 put together that John Connor sends back Kyle Reese to both protect and bone his mom, their coked up brains were like, damn, shit, shoot, nuts, for realsies, and shit. That one's for my 25th Hour fans. I'm going to do a video on that one too because y'all didn't like it enough. The discussion that Terminator brought to time travel theory has made it one of the three standards for all time travel fiction since. The others being, of course, Back to the Future and The Time Machine. The challenge of writing a new Terminator story without John Connor or Skynet while still obeying the metaphysic rules established in the original two is no small feat. Tim Miller and company manage it. Not only do they manage it, they add to the mythos by presuming that, even though Judgment Day was stopped, another Skynet-esque AI comes to be. Lazy to presume that there would just be another Skynet and it would also choose to send elaborate murder drones through time? Possibly. I choose to see it as a deepening of the conversation on the flow of time and the inevitability of some events in a universal timeline. Umbrella Academy does this and everybody piddles their little septuagenarian and schoolboy pants, but a reheated and rehashed robot franchise does it and y'all yawn. I don't get it. Speaking of reheated and rehashed, remember when the liquid Terminator chases John and Schwartzy in a semi-truck? How about when Schwartzy raids a police department and commits mass cop murder? Remember when they slowed down the speed of each movie by having like a recuperating scene or like breaking into a scientist's house and getting a bunch of exposition done? Remember both times the Protector character led a robot to a factory and used sparks and steam to somehow gain an advantage over something with multiple built-in vision filters? Then, when it seems like our heroes, again, in both movies, are going to win, the Protector character sacrifices themselves anyway. It's all in this movie, baby! Not only is it in there, but it's updated, it's bigger, it's got better CGI, it's more badass, it's just straight up cooler. They do the cop house invasion to murder prisoners scene, except this time it's in an ICE detention center. You know, so you can really enjoy seeing these blue-collar Mephistopheles get gutted. You know what? Fuck that. Remember how the first robot was like all solid and unmovable and the second one was all liquidy and could do a bunch of cool shit? Again, Tim Miller and company found a way to have the bad robot in this one do them both simultaneously, so we get best of both enemies. Don't believe me? Ooh, I've always wanted to do this. Let's go to the clip. God damn, that shit's awesome. Are you fucking people kidding me? You don't love this? Anyway, secondly, one massive criticism that can be leveled at the first two Terminatrix movies is the character of Sarah Connor. Strap in for some mansplaining, guys. Ladies, I know you know all this. Just picture I'm talking down to your least favorite ex, your most hated ex. Whichever phrasing helps you picture that it's me lecturing the dude that made you take a movie history class that he created. Sarah Connor, powerful, smart, strong woman, right? Then why did a man have to teach her everything in the first one? Why is she relegated to the role of mother? Sure, she's kind of forward for the 80s, but that ain't now. This movie, while not being perfect with their women, goes much further than any other in the franchise. Terminator Fate Darkens, while not being perfect with their women, goes much further than any other in the franchise. Sarah Connor is still relegated to the role of Protector, but the Kyle Reese character in this movie is a woman, and so is the John Connor character. Well, Grace doesn't have sex with Danny's mom, so I guess by sperminatrix math, it's not quite the Kyle Reese character. That's not the point. What the real point is, it's all strong women. In typical Terminator time loop dilation tactics, they help each other and become better women that they need to be for the future without needing or ever wanting a man. When Mackenzie Davis as Grace informs the group that Natalia Reyes as Danny is humanity's savior, Sarah Connor gasps and delivers the line, "She's John." As if the thought of a woman president never crossed her mind until she met Elizabeth Warren. The shock and awe in her delivery is tangible, heartbreaking, inspiring. And before anybody hates, I'm not taking anything away from Linda Hamilton. I'm not blaming her for writing her character, nor am I criticizing the choices she made in playing it. I think she's done a wonderful job with this role over the decades, and to see her come full circle from Mother Protector stereotype to a torchbearer for the next generation of a stronger, more powerful, and independent woman is awesome. By the way, director Tim Miller had to keep telling Linda Hamilton to quit smiling so much when she was shooting guns. Let's break that down for a moment. Linda Hamilton, just simply of her own horniness for boom booms, loves shooting so much that given the opportunity to pull triggers, she grins like an insane person. Mind you, they're on a set. There's no way those bullets aren't blanks. She doesn't even need to be shooting at something. Just having a machine that makes loud noises and bucks against your shoulder is enough for her. That machine doesn't even have to do anything or be productive or have a point other than going. That's how guns sound, right? Thirdly, let's go through the major cast. Linda Hamilton, nuff said. Arnie Schwarzenegger, nuff said. Let's look at some of the newcomers. Mackenzie Davis as Grace, the cyborg from the future, is amazing. Her character is modified so she can kind of go toe-to-toe with a right robot for some great CGI scenes, but you still get all that like, oh shit, I'm bleeding and I need to take a nap human intensity you get from Kyle Reese in the first film. You also get those badass busted up cyborg shots you get from Arnie in Terminator 2 Justice Department, you know, it's just all like gore and metal and it looks cool in 1994. Anyway, Mackenzie Davis is one of the great underrated women in Hollywood right now. You may know her from *Halt and Catch Fire* or *Black Mirror*. I know her from Jon Stewart's *Irresistible* and 2018's *Tully*. Side note, I'm probably gonna do an in defense of Irresistible because y'all didn't love that movie enough either. Next, Natalie Reyes, Colombian-born actress in The Method of Stanislavski, is the absolute bomb. I don't know how one prepares a method acting regime to play someone who saves the world from robot domination, but I doubt she called Keanu about it. She was in 2019's Running with the Devil with Florence Fishburne, so maybe Morpheus gave her some advice. Also, fun fact, Running with the Devil is one of the 23 movies Nicholas, I'm a sexy cat, Cage was in 2019. Lastly, speaking of Umbrella Academy, Tom Hopper is in this movie. You may know him as number 1, Dickon Tarley, or John Rolfe. Either way, he's fucking great too. So is Terminator Dawn of Fate and Darkness. So are you if you remember to subscribe and share. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.